Happy Friday, and here we go for the Tube. Say hi, Tube.
What up, Tube?
What up, Tube?
Hey, Tube.
All right, and last but certainly not least, let's go for the pod in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business
Bros. I tried to go deep there.
That was good.
All right, thanks.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hernan Cias here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
The insurance bro, James Cias, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about this one because it features one of my favorite things in the world. I'm hooked on a feeling. Ladies and gents, I am hooked on a feeling. As most of our listeners know, business owners in today's digital age are falling way behind the marketing curve if we aren't posting creative and potentially viral content that spreads like Ultron through the internet. Today's superpowered guest is an incredible hulk of a creative force that creates a stark contrast between amateurs and professional content creators. This guest is a Hawkeye and hits the bullseye on marketing every single time. Coming to us today from Marvelous Marketing, please welcome a genius, playboy, future billionaire, and philanthropist. I can do this all day.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Lymburn. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Wow.
That was really awesome.
That was epic, dude.
I can do this all day.
I can do this all day.
That's the truth.
I would love to hear you do it all day. Not to kill your mojo, but my last name's Lymburn.
Isn't that what I said? Oh man, Lymburn. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. A lot of people used to mess it up growing up. And they used to change the N to G, so they say Limburg. And I'm like,
that's not even a letter in my name. It's not even there.
It's not even close. So, yeah.
My bad.
It's all
Vince
good.
Lymburn, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Guys, I don't know. I think we should just end the show right there. That was
Jeez,
pretty
that was
epic, dude. That was pretty
wow,
epic.
if that doesn't make me go viral, I don't know
Right?
what
I don't know what will.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, before we get into the conversation, I want to make sure you guys remind you guys, 365 pairs of shoes is what we're shooting for. We're 3 pairs of shoes away. And I know those donations are coming because we already had a couple people want to donate those last 3. So if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com. Remember, he's also in the insurance business. So if you have homeowners, you have a car, you have a house, you have a life, you have a whatever it is that you want to insure, your business, commercial, workers' comp, whatever it is, make sure you hit him up. Also, if you have a tax office, maybe a mortgage office, you want to add insurance into your particular business, we do the heavy lifting for you. We just want to put you in a position where we can cut you a check. And if you want to know more on that, hit James up 619-884-0045 or James at csfirst.com. Show sponsor today is Fish Tacos.
Fish tacos.
After the show today, we're going to be heading out to Casanova Fish Tacos, best catering fish taco company, fat tacos. You guys are going to get to see it firsthand because we're filming the parody for Fish Tacos today. So make sure you guys go to, well, actually, you know what? We're going to post that a little bit later. But Casanova Fish Tacos, hit a Google search. Make sure you let them know that the Business Bros sent you. Boom. You ready? Yeah, you guys ready?
I'm ready. I
right.
didn't know where it should come in. That was a lot. That was a, I'm surprised how you say that very, very well. The new shoes, used shoes, and I was saying that on the way here because I was listening to your podcast and I was like, wow, you guys speak really well in this, really fast. Are you like
rehearsed.
a rapper?
Cunning linguist. That's what it is.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
All right, dude. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, how did where did you come from? How did you get into this marketing gig?
Yeah.
Like, what sparked that interest?
I actually used to have a 9-to-5 like everybody else. And on the side, I would actually always be making random videos, just like for fun. And when I was 21, so like back in the day, seems like a long time ago at least, I would just make random skits. So like what you're doing with like parodies and stuff. Yeah. And that's only because I was done with college. I was like trying to figure out what else I wanted to do. And then when I finally moved out here from Colorado, I was filming myself at restaurants and I was like, why don't I try to turn this into something else? So from using a GoPro and just filming myself eating food, it turned into me like actually reaching out to restaurants and being like, hey, I do these promotional videos for you that I would like to potentially like give to you. What do you say? And then it's slow, and social media blew up and just like so many factors happened that led me to be able to make specifically videos because I love making videos for people. And of course it's a part of marketing. So like develop relationships and then just make videos. This was what I really like to do.
And just turn that passion into a business.
Into a business. And it's funny because I was looking at just where I was a year ago today. I was just thinking about it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe where I am now opposed to where I was a year ago and how different it was.
Dude, making videos, I find it fun too. But It's just so time consuming. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to A, come up with an idea.
Yep.
B, film it. Then edit it and make it pretty. Something that people actually want to watch and share.
Yeah.
But, if you have a knack for it, like that's what you want to do. I mean, there's a huge market for that.
There is.
How did it work with the restaurants? Like, what's your MO when it comes to like working with businesses?
Man, honestly, it's more so just I always came at this as trying to help a business out with to give them marketing material, because half the time people can't afford like $400 or $500 for a video, right? And that's a lot of what these agencies and these marketing companies are charging if you want them to do a great video. So I came in with the idea, hey, I'm going to offer you 10 photos and like a 1 minute long promotional video for you to post on your page, namely social media, because that's what everyone's using. And as I started doing that, I always felt a lot of gratitude and happiness when someone else was very thankful for what I did for them, because half the time, they're like, why are you doing this for free? It doesn't make sense to me. Why are you doing it? And a lot of people are like, oh, what's the catch? And there's literally no catch. It's like, I want to help you, so let me help you out, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because once we started doing the podcast, this whole marketing side of it kind of opened the door. People were like, how do you do a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, you did a parody. Like, oh, I want to do something like that. Yeah. Or, can you help me promote my business? Can I come in your show and promote, what I'm doing or this organization that I'm with? And so it literally was like, oh, look, a problem is here. Yeah. How do I solve this issue? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, some of the things we're doing now, we get to charge now, but getting started was one of those things where like, look, let me show you if I do a good job for you and I bring you business.
Exactly.
Can we split some of that profit margin, right? Otherwise, if I suck, if I'm not good at it, then it doesn't hurt you anything. Like it was just me and my creative time doing something.
Exactly.
But if it benefits you, like if you win and you want to continue doing it, like let's work something out here.
Exactly. And it started with food. I mean, food is like one of my favorite things out there, as it goes for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, we kind of need it, right?
Yeah, we do. And especially if it's like delicious, like why not show that to everybody else around?
Yeah.
It's funny, I actually had a media event last night where like so another thing I do is I have media events for restaurants. So I'm involved with a bunch of local foodies here in San Diego, and we go to restaurants and we kind of like social media blast them, and we still get the random people that look at us and like, oh, what are they doing? Like, why are they doing that? That doesn't look right. That's dumb. Like, what are they doing? And like at the end of the day, it's like, why do you care so much? Like, you want to come and join us, take a pphoto too? Like, we'd be happy to have you.
Yeah, let's go. Hop in. Yeah. The camera's got a wide lens.
Exactly. So it all started with that. And then it slowly led to where now I feel like I want to help more people, and whatever it takes, whatever the relationship we can build from it. That's what I enjoy more, because talking to people, getting to know people is actually where it's at.
Are you still doing mainly restaurants, or are you kind of morphing into other stuff?
Other stuff for sure. I know I did. I've been doing food for like almost 2.5-3 years now. So it's I've been trying to reach out to new businesses like doctors, other like just basically anybody.
Do you do those like images of like that patty that like
dude
on the grill has like smoke coming out?
And you throw in some sound design so you get even more effect of it. Yeah.
Those are dope, dude.
Yeah. Do you guys do your own like edits for your videos too, or how does it work?
No. We've partnered up with Visionary Media.
Cool.
And so I met them through podcasting, meeting people on social.
Yeah.
And we just kind of hit it off, and so they come in and do like exactly that. Like this stuff we have it videotaped, right? But this is just what I call like low budget, because it's literally cell phone cameras and we're good, right? Yeah. But they can take this sort of stuff and they pretty it up. So like if you look on our Instagram page, all our stuff is branded, nice. It's got all kinds,
it looks pretty.
It's all done up, beautiful. Add music, everything, all that stuff. Stuff that I wouldn't like. It's honestly like it's a creative thing. Yeah. Like it's almost like I gave them this black and white printout and they like took the crayons and made it all beautiful in color. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's an eye. Like that's a creative eye. That's what you guys do is like it's an art.
It's fun. Yeah. And there's only so much capacity you have, because like from all all of your businesses that you and James are doing, like there comes a time when you need to give it to somebody else to be like, hey, can you help me with this? Because I cannot think of what to do and how to make it look pretty. So then you like collaborate with someone like, hey, can you do this for me? And after the first one they do, you're like, wow, like let's continue to work together.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of idea behind everything that I do. I like to do stuff for free at first, trying to give someone value, and then go from there to see if we can develop something, or I can help them out, or they might know someone else who needs the help that's willing to pay. So it's just like collaborating and building those relationships.
So let me ask you, are you also helping with like driving traffic? Like ClickFunnels, landing pages, that sort of stuff?
Not really, honestly. It's more so I like to just generate content. That's my favorite thing to do right now. I'm helping. I have a few clients that I'm helping with their social. So in a way, I guess like paid ads and things like that. But but my forte, I would say, is making videos.
I was only asking because like that's where I'm heading in that direction. I can already see it. So I'm doing my research. I'm learning. I'm taking coursework and all that stuff just to be a practitioner. You know what I mean? Like get in there and do.
Exactly.
And then eventually I'm sure I'll get to the point where I'm hiring out a team or whatever to run that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But how can I manage the team if I don't know what I'm doing?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I need to be able to speak that language. Otherwise, what's the point of having a team? So, you know, and being in that space, in that creative space, and putting content out for people, like there's that. For me anyways, the only way I can really measure the result of what I've done is if I can convert. If I can take a client from not knowing who you are to identifying with your particular business and then turning them into a paid client. And if I can, like, there's one thing where if I put content out there and that happens, how did I know it was because of what I put out? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's where I see myself transitioning to. And so, you know, time to learn.
Yeah. Does that come with ClickFunnels? Is that how you track it with that?
So I mean, I'm just starting in the ClickFunnels space. So I'm currently reading Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets book. Okay. And I've signed up for like Billy Dean's marketing course and all that stuff. Because I just want to learn the whole thing. Yeah. Right. Because again, how else am I going to know? Yeah. So that's just where I see the next couple steps going. Okay. My team with Visionary Media, Jose, he does a lot of the like pixeling and landing pages and all that stuff. Very nice. So I have a core team that already handles it, but I want to learn the process. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. I need to know how it works so that we can scale. Because I mean, they run their business too. Right. So they have an operation that needs to be going forward and doing what they need to be doing. And I have an operational front that I want to be doing. Of course. And so we're going to use each other as a team, but I got to make sure I have that capability to, you know, roll fast if I have to.
Yeah. Would you say the most beneficial thing that you started was these podcasts and like growing your business?
Absolutely. Yeah. The podcast itself has been like, it started off as like business therapy. Yeah. Where James and I are just sitting talking to each other and we're strategizing on like, hey, what are we going to talk about? Yeah. And well, let's talk about, you know, our sales process, or let's talk about, you know, what we do for marketing, or we believe in this, or whatever it was. Yeah. And it kind of hashed out things that are going on and allowed us to grow our existing company, right? Grow our insurance company. But then when we started getting guests, it went to a whole new level. It was like, now we're moving forward on our business, but at the same time, now I'm learning from what you're doing and what worked at your business and what strategies you've used. Exactly. And it's like, it's honestly, dude, Business Bros Network is, you know, and Jose coined it. It's not just a podcast; it's a relationship building platform. Yeah. Like everybody that comes to the show is somebody that is now like a friend. I can reach out and be like, "Yo, dude, what's up? Like, I need, you know, I remember you were doing this. Can you help me out?" And like, or what do you think of this idea, or whatever it is? And it's huge, dude. The volume of information is like, I always compare it to like Matrix. Like Matrix, I just like plug in the back of the head, just absorb it. Yeah. But it's one conversation at a time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you guys are starting your podcast, right?
Yeah. It's called Chomping Things, and we're on episode 3. We're not like episode 300 something like you guys, but definitely trying and figuring it out, how it can turn out and stuff like that. And it's more so just, it's fun talking to people. I mean, I know you enjoy it. Like James probably enjoys it too. I enjoy, you know, we all, it's when you develop a relationship and you really click with somebody, it's a friendship, but you also can help each other out. You know, it's just like, why not? Why not do these things? Yeah.
I mean, we're not put on this earth to be alone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We have to be social with other people. It's the way we get ahead. Like, you know, you look at major accomplishments in human history, things like, I mean, look at the buildings that are outside, right? Those are like masterpieces. And we humans, like ants, get together and work as a team and build these beautiful structures, the pyramids and all those things. So like the things we can do together and learn from each other are intense. Do you have the testicular fortitude to talk to another person. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it requires that you become vulnerable. It requires that you admit that I don't know everything.
Yeah.
You know
Opening
what I mean?
up, man. That's one of the hardest things to do.
But I have this person sitting next to me that knows something I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm okay with saying, I don't know, like, teach me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Share something with me. Tell me a story. What worked? What didn't work? And that's the other thing I think the podcast helped me do is be okay with talking about what doesn't work.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Because the whole social media game is all about who we are. Interruption.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
The time is 15 minutes and 5 seconds. We interrupt today's regularly scheduled #1 podcast in San Diego for a purely selfish, completely irreverent, sell-out cash grab word from our sponsor. Hernan, what are we selling today?
Fish tacos.
Fish tacos.
Fish tacos.
Fish tacos, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to just Google it. Casanova fish tacos. Look, if you got a wedding coming up, you got a birthday party coming up, the worst part of those things are always preparing for the food. If you're like us Mexicans, it's always the tias, the tios, the moms, the aunts, the uncles. Everybody's trying to put together a potluck, all this stuff. Like, yeah, that's cool. Or you can just have somebody take care of it for you. Weddings, look, you can go with a traditional steak and chicken, but the plate comes out cold, whatever. Casanova Fish Tacos takes care of all of that. Just Google them, Casanova Fish Tacos. Talk to Hector. Tell him Business Bros sent you. We're going to take care of that. Plus, if you work with them or if you find out about the Underground Taco Club every month, once a month, like we're doing today, you get to be one of those exclusive people who comes out to check out his tastings. Whoa.
Underground?
Yum.
Underground. It's exclusive.
Dude, that's a secret.
It's
I like
elusive and
secrets.
exclusive.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
Luckily
Wait,
for you,
is that a lyric?
that is a lyric. Luckily for you, you guys know the Business Bros. So if you guys want some information, let us know. In the meantime, Casanova Fish Tacos is what we're selling today.
And now, back to the #1 podcast in San Diego, the Business Bros Pod.
Boom.
Wow. And we're back, huh?
And we're back. Wow. I feel like that never even happened. That was amazing. Where was I for a second?
Honestly, now I want fish tacos.
You should, right? You're a foodie, dude.
I do. I love it. Honestly, that's like my favorite kind of taco is a fish taco.
Well, if you're not doing
Favorite
anything
kind.
after the show, I'll give you the address. You
Okay,
roll over
cool.
and
Thanks,
check it
man.
out. Be in the video with us.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. So we were talking about, putting up that front, dude.
Yeah.
Like, in social media, it's one of the things I explained is like, it's not something new, right? And Gary Vee talks about this all the time. Social media doesn't like make you different. It just exposes who you already are.
Yeah.
We were already doing it.
Yeah.
We just have developed film, go to Costco, get the pictures done, bring them home, do your photo album. Your photo album is the same exact thing that social media is, minus the moving pictures, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at a photo album, it's great moment after great moment after great moment after great moment.
Yeah.
There is no vulnerability in the pictures that you were taking in the photo album. And that's the thing that happens in social media is there's very little vulnerability.
Yeah.
But when you're able to show that vulnerability, like it all of a sudden people connect with you. They're like, I have that problem.
I have the same issue.
I
Yep.
go through that every
yeah.
day. Like all of a sudden it's like, okay, cool. The podcast allowed me to just accept the flaws that I have personally.
Yeah.
And now I can look like an idiot on a parody, no problem.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me
cool.
anymore.
Yeah.
And, so
Well, I feel like at the same time we're taught growing up to not be vulnerable. Showing emotions is a weakness that we're taught, and then the fact that if we do show it, people look down and like, oh, he shouldn't be crying, or he shouldn't show that. That
Man
makes
up.
me sad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stop your crying. Yeah,
Stop
we're all
crying.
taught that growing up. So I've noticed too when you really open up and you connect with people. Yes, it closes some doors with some people, but it opens up better doors with better people.
Well, it's defining who you are, right? Like, once you define what it is that you believe in, you become polarizing because it's what you believe in, right? Now, you don't become polarizing yet. It's once you decide to speak what you want, what you believe
in,
then you become polarizing.
Yeah.
But that thing, when that happens, you're always going to have people that don't agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They they don't agree with you. They might not like disappear and hate you and call you out or nothing like that.
Yeah.
They just won't really pay attention to what you're doing.
Exactly.
But then the other side is people who are like, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I think exactly the same way.
Yeah.
I have the same thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm going through the same thing.
Yep.
And now you have raving fans.
Exactly.
Right? And so that's when it starts to spill over and grow a different way.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to say, this is me. This is what I believe in. And go.
And I think at the same time, we're all looking for connections with people.
Oh, yeah.
And the way to develop those connections is to be vulnerable. There's no other way. Are you going to develop a fake connection? Like, it's not going to work. Yeah. It has to be real.
That's why, sports was always a big thing for me growing up, right? I played football, I played baseball, mostly baseball. And in baseball, same type of thing. You are with a team. You're with them when you train, when you're at your weakest point, when you do really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go through those cycles and you build that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
camaraderie, but and then, you graduate high school and most of that disappears.
Exactly.
But you're still hunting for that.
Yeah.
And if you're able to be vulnerable, if you're able to just come out with it and other people are with you at the same time, you're going to have the same thing. You're going to go through the same trials and tribulations, the same ups and downs.
Yeah.
But now you have a road dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are your boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? James, we're going to hurt somebody. I can't tell you who. I can't tell you when. You can't ask any questions.
Whose car are we taking?
That's it, right?
it. Wow.
That's
The
it.
only acceptable
Exactly.
The only acceptable answer. So
answer. Shout out to Adam.
shout out to Adam.
Oh, Adam. I want to meet Adam. Yeah, sounds like a cool guy.
Yes, he is. Literally where that speech came from.
Yep. But and the movie The Town.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's where it originated. Well, I saw it anyways. But yeah,
Whatevs.
we steal movie lines all the time.
Oh, okay.
So,
I gotcha.
But yeah, dude, that vulnerability factor is a big thing, and podcasting has helped me do that.
Yeah.
So like when you guys are doing your thing,
Mhm.
like I just be as honest as possible.
Yeah.
You guys planning on interviewing people? Or
Yeah, eventually. It's like I said, it's a developing thing. So right now we're just trying to get the flow of how everything works with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we have a great vibe. Everybody talks a lot. Everyone really works well together. So we're trying to see within the next few podcasts, we're going to see who we can bring in and who can also fill in that vibe. Because it's when there's one interview, when you're interviewing one person, there's four of you. It's like, how do you break up the questions, or how do you make sure that you're asking the right questions? You don't want to waste anybody's time there. So
yeah, that's and it's interesting that you have four people.
Yeah.
I hope
yeah,
that you guys can stick to do it.
Me
because
too.
scheduling is a really tough
it
thing.
is. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I at least for us, I've been fortunate in the sense that like I dragged him into it.
Oh yeah.
I dragged James into it. I was
yeah.
like, hey dude, we're doing a podcast and we're doing
Yeah.
it every day for an hour.
Oh wow.
And he was like, what? The first like 3 episodes, I had to like bribe him. I was like, here's
Yeah.
a beer. Here, boy, here's a beer.
Here you go. There you go.
And that's actually how the Business Bros intro
me.
started. The
Oh, really?
Business Bros.
Yeah.
It's because I was like 3 beers in and I'm like, whatever, let's do it. Welcome to another episode of Business Bros.
And that's it, dude.
And it's stuck. That's
And it's
awesome.
stuck.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
but he did it,
Mhm.
and he created like our slogan now.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, dude,
Yeah.
how like things happen when
Yeah.
you don't want to do them, but you stick to
You still
it.
do them.
You stick to
James, was there a reason why you didn't want to jump in on this right away?
I mean, it was mostly the idea of of doing this every single day. Like
Yeah.
that was
Daunting.
what
Yeah.
that was daunting for sure.
Yeah.
If he had told me we're gonna do one every week, I'd be like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
But he said every day. I was
Every
like,
day.
what?
Yeah.
Not just that, I told him, and if we do this for like 3 years,
Yeah.
like I think it'll be really good. So he's like,
Oh yeah, that too.
wait, every day for 3 years?
What are you talking
What?
about? What about vacations, man?
That was the game plan, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I knew I equate it to like working out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like a few years ago, I took the kids to Sky Zone, and I was jumping in Sky Zone, and boom, I rolled my ankle.
Oh, man.
Right, and
Yeah.
it didn't break, but I couldn't walk for 3 weeks.
Of course.
And I had been pretty athletic. We'd been running every morning.
Oh, nice.
That went out the window for like a good 6 months, and then
From doing this?
No, from
Oh, after
running
you
in the
run-
morning.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
from running. So I didn't run for like 6 months,
Uh-huh.
and then I used it kind of as an excuse. Well, I haven't ran, so I don't want to be sore.
Yeah.
6 months turned into like a year and a
Yeah,
half. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so when I got back into it, it's one of those things where like, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, well,
Yeah.
what the hell happened here, right?
One sandwich away from being fat.
I was already like, I was like 15 sandwiches in.
All right, I get the hint. I'll commit. I'll get a Bowflex.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Just more Marvel references.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
I
yeah.
got you. It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Got to.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Marvelous
It's a
here.
marvelous episode.
I
Exactly.
know. Wow.
But so anyways, when I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, well, if I just get back into it in like a year's time,
Yeah.
I'll be back to where I want to be.
Mhm.
And so I can look forward because I've been athletic for a while. I know that it's not going to happen 2 weeks down the road, a week down the road. I know that there's a long time frame in between my start point to where I wanted to be. Yeah. And so when I pitched the podcast, it was the same thing. I was like, well, I know for the first year, nobody's going to care. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still
that's how everything
figuring
is.
It out.
Yeah, that's how everything is. You're not going to be great right away. And like as I told you guys earlier, I was listening to your podcast and I was like, wow, you guys got it. Like bam, bam, bam. You're also 300 episodes deep. So it's like you're doing it every day and you have a flow. You already know what you guys want to talk about and how things should start. The fact that business bros things, that's epic, dude. That's epic. I like that.
Totally on accident.
But it's stuck.
But it's a way to connect, right?
Exactly.
And the really cool thing. So we started in July, and in December, we got invited to the Big Block Realty holiday party, right?
Okay. What is that exactly?
So Big Block is a brokerage here in San Diego. It's an up and coming, pretty big. They're pretty big. They're a great brokerage here in San Diego. Yeah. And so we went to their holiday party, and when we got invited, we're like, we don't even know anybody here. Yeah, you know what I mean? We've interviewed like 2 people at that point in our podcast. But the goal was like, I told James, I was like, let's introduce ourselves to a bunch of people, see if we can get guests on the show. Yeah. Like that's the goal for the thing, right? Yeah. And we walked out. By the way, that was the one day it freaking poured in San Diego crazy. Yeah. Right. And so we leave the event. And as I was walking out, I was like, we realized things about each other and about networking and what our strengths are and weaknesses are, and which we've way overcome by now.
That's
by
good.
the way.
That's good.
So, but I remember telling James then when we were walking out, I was like, dude, next year, when we come to this thing, everyone's going to know who we are.
Nice.
And like that in my mind. That's coming up, right? That's coming up first week of December this year.
So you guys ready?
Oh yeah, dude. It's going to be fun. Okay. And we, and true to our word, we know a ton of people at this event now. That's awesome. And it's really cool because we get to see them again after they've been on the show, after we've been talking to them all year long on social media and connecting. We've built a relationship with a lot of these people, and it's really awesome to get back and be like, what's up, bro? Like, and
meeting an old friend.
Not just that, walking in and be like, business bros. Like you're gonna hear that the whole
Everybody's
night, right?
Gonna say it, huh?
It's gonna be so awesome.
It's gonna be epic.
And so I'm really looking forward to that. But it's a year down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just thought of this right now. How many people do you think we can get in a group at that event
yelling,
all say business bros?
Actually, one better. I think we should go order a bunch of shirts and be giving out Christmas business bro shirts to people.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like it.
I think that would be cool.
Let's do it.
All our former guests, people, then they'll be down to picture it up. Plus, it's Christmas.
Yeah,
there you
go.
Everybody
loves gifts on Christmas.
Everybody loves gifts on Christmas.
Yeah, I dig it.
So that's gonna be a cool thing. Yeah. But yeah, dude. So episode 3. So what? If you go back to our episode 1.
Yeah.
It's crap.
Yeah. Of course.
It's poop. I mean, I would say the first 50.
Dude, no, for real. I was editing it actually right before I got here, and we did it in a restaurant, so it was very echoey, and I'm like, what is going on? You know how you had problems with your Audacity?
Yeah.
I was using GarageBand, and I noticed there's a button you press, and it helps reduce it. But I didn't know that, so now I had this whole podcast where everyone's echoey that I could have helped if I just beforehand
push the button.
Exactly, and then we're like, dang. Now it sucks.
300 and something episodes, and we still get echoes sometimes.
Well, that's good to know for me, so I know I'll be making mistakes later down the road.
Well, and the thing is, we get echoes when we're on Facebook, right? But if because Audacity brings it directly to the laptop, we don't have to worry about that. That doesn't happen. There.
Right. So anybody listening, if you go over to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you catch your podcast, and subscribe to the podcast, there's no echoes ever.
Yeah, ever.
It's only on Facebook.
I can't
Live.
say ever.
Okay, rarely.
It's very, very rarely. Because even then, for example, we have a backup system built in. So we use the Sling Studio, which captures the audio. Okay. But then we also use Audacity, which captures the audio. Well, every once in a while you have a technical difficulty and Audacity will die or something. Yeah. So all we have is the Sling Studio audio. Oh, okay. And when that happens, well, I can't really edit individual mics and I can't do that sort of stuff. So, but again, you're going to find out we've had situations where cameras die out or, technical difficulties, and we have a guest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the worst. I get all heated and
so what do you guys do in that situation? What have you done?
Man, the show must go on, brother.
Just keep going.
Just keep going with it.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. And it's a free podcast. We don't charge anybody to come on. Of course. What do you expect for free?
Yeah.
But
get what you pay for.
But honestly,
it's harsh,
right? But we were thinking about that. Your episode 3, when we got to episode 150, 200, we were like, dude, we got to figure out a way to monetize this thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
can make a little bit of money on this.
Of course.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so we were like, should we charge people to come on the show? Like,
Yeah.
that was a thought. But
Of
I was
course,
like,
of course.
my biggest fear was I charge somebody to come on the show
Yeah.
and
It
technical
sucks.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, the expectation of what you get when you come on is
Exactly.
different when you charge. I'm like, let's just
Of
keep
course.
everything we possibly can
Yeah.
free
Yeah,
and
yeah.
find ways to make money outside of that.
And that's why it's sometimes it is nice to do things for free because there's no expectations laid out on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And half the time that I've noticed that even when it's free, they're blown away by the result.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless. So, yeah, I like doing things for free too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And my wife doesn't understand free,
Oh.
but that's okay. She's getting there slowly, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
She'll understand.
Yeah.
As soon as I cut a check for her, she'll be like, "Okay,
Now I
get
get
it. I understand now."
Now I
But it's a
understand.
process, like
Exactly.
You know, and
Yeah.
I share that with my students all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, you have an idea. The first thing you do when you have an idea is you go and tell your closest loved one,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
And they shoot it down.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
only reason they shoot it down is they're trying to protect you.
Of course.
Right? They're
Yeah.
trying to do what's in your best interest. They don't see the vision that you see. And because
Exactly.
they don't see the vision that you see, they just see a wall. They're going to tell you about the wall that they see so
Yeah.
that you don't hit it.
Yeah, yeah.
You just don't, what they don't understand is you're seeing above that.
Exactly.
You can see beyond that
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
So, oftentimes the people who love you the most are going to shut you down.
Of course.
You just got to
Of
find a way to push
Exactly.
through that.
I mean,
continue going with
Yeah.
your conviction.
That's one of the hardest things because when you love someone so much and you tell them something you're so passionate about and it shoots you down, like they shoot
Yeah.
it down, you're like, oh wow, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe
Yeah.
I should stop. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Start doubting yourself.
Exactly. But then you know deep down what you really want to do and you got to push through those things.
Yep. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, sometimes the person you care about the most is the one you got to ignore the most. It's just the way it is. If
Life
you
advice.
believe
Yeah.
what it is that you want to achieve,
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to ignore that person and continue towards your path. And once you're successful, they're going to be happy for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They're going to
Exactly.
be there for you. They're going to cheers with you. They're going to be all excited. And they're also your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
They just don't understand what they're blocking you from ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
But they're doing it in your best interest.
Exactly, because they love you. That's
Because
why.
they love you. Catch 22. That's how
exactly
it works.
what it is. Exactly
All right,
what it
dude.
is.
We're gonna move into the Ask the Bro section. Even though you've asked me a lot of questions, I'm gonna think. Yeah.
So that's what I like to do. I like to ask questions because like you're trying to learn from me, but I think I like to learn from people more.
Well,
so
that's okay. While you think of something maybe personal, I don't know, whatever else you're gonna ask, because it's just part of the next segment. The show must go on. I gotta remind our audience, ladies and gents, we're still raising shoes. So if you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. He's also in insurance. Pipeline Insurance is our agency. We help you out with your homeowners, your auto, your commercial, workers' comp, whatever it is you need. We're here to help you. Plus, we can add an insurance department into your business, but you got to go through some little hurdles, which we can help you with. But we'll do all the heavy lifting. We'll handle all the insurance side just for you. Just want to cut you a check. Hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com so you can find out how. Casanova Fish Tacos is going on tonight. We're going to film that parody video. It'll be on YouTube very soon. So make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel, at Business Bros Pod, or any of our social media at Business Bros Pod. Hit the subscribe, hit the little bell so that when that taco video comes out, you'll be the first to see it. And if you have some time, you have an event coming up, you want to make sure that the catering is done with some freaking hefty size fish tacos.
I need to see these tacos. You're
Dude.
talking about it so much. I need to see it.
Like, I eat tacos when I
Yeah.
go to I go to a taco event, whatever, like
Yeah.
carne asada or whatever. I'll eat 12 tacos.
Nah.
I tried to eat 5 fish tacos,
tacos.
and I couldn't finish
Yeah.
5 fish tacos.
Do you know what
They're
kind of fish
that
they
big.
use?
A bunch of different kind of
Oh,
fish.
okay.
So I mean, I had a shark. I had I don't know. I forgot everything, but it was and like different flavors. Like some
Yeah.
were sweet, some were spicy, some
Really?
dude, all kinds of good stuff.
Okay.
So Casanova Fish Tacos, ladies and gents, make sure you let them know Business Bros sent you. Boom.
There you go.
You ready?
There we go. What for a question?
Question.
So what? You guys ready? Can I
Yeah,
ask?
we're
one?
ready.
Yeah, yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
So what has been, I guess, what has been the best podcast for you guys, and what is the one thing that you learned in that podcast
Best podcast
for each of
me?
you? So for you,
Yeah.
and then for you, Jim.
Do you mean like the one that we listened to, or like
No.
our own guests?
Your own. I'm talking
okay.
about
episodes, like our
yeah,
episode.
yeah, like
oh,
your,
okay,
your
okay.
very own.
The first one.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah, because it was us doing.
Okay.
Like taking action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't the best quality one. I mean, we would outline all our episodes, and
Yeah.
it was the story of like who we are and why we decided to, get into business in the first place.
Of course.
But it was us taking action. And I think that
Okay.
to me, it's always like doing it is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it a little bit somber here. The one for me is the one that we recorded 4 hours after we found out that our little brother died.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about how this show is therapy. It's like business therapy, and literally we were here and just devastated, obviously, and we didn't know what to do. There wasn't really anything we could do. We were like, let's just record.
Yeah.
Let's just sit down and talk. And that was definitely like.
Did you guys talk about what happened and how?
We talked about exactly what happened.
Okay.
We talked about
what episode is that?
It's like.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure which.
Off the top of my head.
Okay.
What
was the title of it?
Our little brother was murdered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that episode was tugged at the heartstrings for sure. And I mean, I was just throwing back beers that day.
Of course. Yeah.
And I mean, you don't know what to do. I mean, but again,
but it was really
very
therapeutic.
Therapy. Yeah, it was very therapeutic.
Yeah. We needed that for sure.
Because I mean, one of the hardest things is holding things in. It's when you hold something in, it does something to your stress. It does something to your body that you have no control over.
Oh yeah.
So the best way to help it is to talk about it.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't do anything else. There's situations in life where, like, if you can wave a magic wand and bring it back, you would, but you can't. There's nothing you can do at that point. So you have to deal with whatever's going on inside you.
Yeah.
And there's positive ways to deal with it, and there's ways that can just spiral you out of control.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you find a way where you deal with life situations in a healthy way, versus just taking a bad turn. You don't want to end up that route. It hurts more than just you. You know what I mean? There's people who care about you. So, try to do the best you can and be a good example to others. All right.
Wow.
That was a good question.
Oh man.
That was a deep one.
I like it. We got to go deep. We got to be vulnerable here.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go.
All right, dude. I want to say thanks for coming on the show.
Of course, thank you
and
for
good
having
luck
me.
for your podcast, dude.
Of
I
course,
hope
thank you.
Hopefully, when you get to a point, I'll be a guest on your show.
Hey,
once we figure it out, for sure.
How can we actually find the podcast?
So it's right now. It is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts under Chomp. It's the letter N and then Things. So those two podcasts.
Chomp and Things.
Chomp and Things. So we chomp on things and then we talk about things. So Chomp and Things.
Got it.
It's the idea behind it. Yeah.
Is it like the ASMR?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. That stuff just freaks me out, man.
So that's the podcast, Chompin' Things.
Chompin'
And
Things.
what about the marketing?
Oh, so it's actually under my, I have a website. It's under my name though. It's vincelymburn.com. So if anyone would like to connect with me on there, I have all of my information on there. It's easy to contact me. So it's all on my website.
Boom.
All right. Marvelous marketing.
Thank you.
You can point down. Contact info is right there too. Ladies and gents, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Woo, woo. Hope you guys have a great resting or productive weekend. That's all we got for you guys today. Time to go eat some fish tacos. Peace.
Peace out.
Spread positivity. Bye-bye.
And we're out.
All right. Bye, Facebook.